Okay, how are you everyone? Okay, we are here with the new physics lecture. Ultimately, I have been uploading many of the physics lectures on a day-to-day intervals. I hope you are enjoying the very much. I hope you are enjoying a much. If you are having any query at any point of time, then you can also write down your queries on the comment section. Once again, we have come back with our new source of material. I am not going to put you unturned with the source of knowledge or the education which you want to get. I will try to make sure that whenever you are there in front of me and whenever you are watching my YouTube video, then 100% you can get something which is not only peculiar but should be unique and which should be justified under any circumstances. If even after looking to my video, if you are having any query, if you are having the doubt, then you can put really into the comment section. I will try to find out the answers. Even if I would not know, then also I will try to find out your answers, and I will try to justify the comments or the questions shared or given by you. So in this session of video, we are going to learn once again several things of the physics. And as I am back with the new video, so in today's lecture we are going to start with the Coulomb's law. Acha, once again I would wish that everybody must be well at their homes. Please don't try to underestimate the social distancing norms which have been given by the central government as well as from many other state governments. Don't try to go at any place. Once again, if somebody is trying to disobey the rules given by the government, or somebody if tries to disobey the social distancing norms, then don't hesitate, don't shy to tell them that that is not a point which we should make. Okay, so core in this sessions of videos, not only we are going to discuss the physics, but we are also going to discuss the chapter number 1's most important part, that is Coulomb's law. Okay, so I hope you are liking my videos at every point of times, and I am also trying to motivate you all that by sharing by uploading many more another videos which are yet to come. And I will also try to justify the comments or the question, if any will be there by you, then, and if you have written in the comment section, so also I will try to get it through. Okay, Coulomb's law. So now let us discuss Coulomb's law, one of the most difficult and the most basic fundamental law of the physics, chapter number 1, which is also sometimes referred to as electrostatics force, or the attractive or repulsive electrostatic force between the two charges or the particles. Acha, it was the quantitative statements about the force between the 2 point charges. Okay, it may be for the small amount of smaller charges, the distance, even if the distance will be higher, then also it may be negligible if there would be a small amount of charges, but so that may be ignored. But if we are going to consider the point charges, then it cannot be ignored, and the value of the charge will be higher and the distance between them will be small. Then we can able to define the law very well, and we can also experience the same laws departure at every point of time. So what was the law actually? Actually Coulomb measured, Coulomb measured this all the charged bodies, and then after he has given by experimentally. So ultimately after conducting many experiments, many sets of experiments, he could able to conclude several things, in which he returned that Coulombian force, or the attractive or repulsive force between the two charges will be inversely proportional to the square of the distance between two charges. Once again, Coulomb's has given the law that the force of attraction or the repulsion between the two charges will be inversely proportional to the distance between two charges. So suppose if F is the force between the 2-point charges, this is Q1 and this is Q2, and if at any time this is the value of the distance between them, then it will be inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. So that what I have represented. Acha, and what another things did he speak? What another things did he speak? So another, he just given another two lines, that if there is Q1 amount of charge and Q2 amount of charge, then and the distance between both of it is R. Suppose here they have taken R, so we are also going to take the R as the distance. So suppose Q1 and Q2 is the are the two amount of charges, and the distance between both of it is R. As I have explained, I have mentioned, then the value, remember we are talking about the value of the charges. We are not talking about anything else. So the value of the force will be proportional to the multiplication of charges and inversely proportional to distance, square of distance between both. Means if the force F is there, then it will be totally proportional to this multiplication of charge Q1 and Q2 and the square of the distance between them. So this is F is proportional to Q1 Q2 upon R square. So if I will write F is equals to K Q1 into Q2 upon R square. Acha, what is this K now? K is the constant of proportionality which we have put. If we want to take this sign out, F suppose is proportional to Q1 Q2 upon R square, and if I want to take this sign away, then I have to put equal to and with equal to proportionality constant would I require to put. So that is one mode. Why am I trying to put the mode over there? Because if I will put the mode, then I will able to get the exact positive value. If why it may be positive? Because if there will be a one positive and one negative charge, then Q1 into Q2 will become negative. So ultimately what would happen? Okay, it becomes impossible for anybody to find out the force. So it will be the value of F is equals to K into the mode Q1 into Q2 by R square. So r is the distance. Acha, what is the value, what should be the unit of the force? Chalo, r, the value of r is in the vacuum. Acha, also unit of the force is Newton. Acha, now what is the condition, now what is the practical condition which was explained by the Coulomb, that whenever there will be a force or two spheres am I taking, one is of charged sphere on another is of uncharged sphere, and if I will try to brought two spheres into contact into one another, one is charged, second is uncharged. So what would happen? So ultimately, if the q amount of charge will be there before bringing both the spheres into the contact, then after bringing the charges into the contact, each sphere will get q by 2 amount of charge. Means what would happen? At last both will get the same amount of charge at last. So this is what the phenomenon is. Okay, if if q by 2 is there, one is of q by 2 and another is of q by 4, then what would happen? That suppose this is q by 2, this is another charge which is also charged but it is having less charge, q by 4. Then what would happen? That both the spheres will get the charge equal to q by 2 plus q by 4 divided by 2. Once again, how much charge both will get? Addition of charge q by 2 plus q by 4 divide by 2. So this is what the formula is. You can able to see this much amount of charge will be gone to the, suppose I will give the name this as the A and this is B, and the A as well as B, both the spheres will get. That was being given by experimentally by the Coulomb, and the Coulomb has also already stated regarding this. So this was his exact law. Acha, a simple Coulomb's law. Okay, now Coulomb has also given the same law in a very small amount of distance. Okay, so now Coulomb, we were discussing about the Coulomb's law. So Coulomb has not only given this law but has also given the value of the k. Acha, that was actually being found later on, but the value of the q, if I want to write the value of the q, then the value of the value of the k is actually 9 into 10 raised to 9 into Newton meter square per Coulomb square. That is the SI unit, Newton meter square per Coulomb square. The value of the k, which is also given, it is in the free space. Remember, if the free space will be changed, medium will be changed, then the ultimate value of the same thing will be changed. So we have to remember the values which are given is of free space only. So whenever we are considering the vacuum or the free space, then it will be accounted. Acha, if in the equation of F into Q is equals to K Q1 Q2 upon R square, if I would take Q1 and Q2, values of Q1 and Q2 is equals to 1 and R is equals to 1 meter, then the value of force will come 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton. 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton, which here you can see. So how can we define the Coulombian force? if one positive coulomb of two charges are being separated by 1 meter of distance, then the ultimate force between the two charges will be of 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton, and it is the value of the Newton Coulombian force. Then remember, if there are same like charges, then the force will be repulsive. So if we are taking +1, then it will become the repulsive force. And the value of K sometimes may also be written in the form of K is equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. This is the value of K as well, where epsilon naught is defined as the permittivity of free space. Okay, and its S value and SI unit here you can see 8.854 into 10 raised to minus 12 coulomb square per Newton per meter square. So value, remember the value of Coulomb, value of Coulombian epsilon naught is 8.854 into 10 raised to minus 12. So that is the value of the Coulombian epsilon naught, which is known as permittivity of free space. Okay, so K is also be written in the form of permittivity. K is nothing but the constant of proportionality that we have already seen. Okay, so here it is, the vector formation has already arrived. Okay, so this was the value of the force, and this was the lecture which I want you all to be free, you all to watch. Be free to ask if you are having the doubt, then feel free to ask at any point of time. In the if there is a comment section which is given below the video, which you can use it to provide your meaningful comments. If you are having the doubt, then you can ask me, then also I will try to put the same doubts to get solved within a few amount of time. So this was the Coulomb force which we have discussed. This was the value of the Coulomb force. Now in the upcoming lecture we will try to study the vector formation of Coulombian force. Remember, Coulombian force, half scalar thing of the Coulombian force we have done. The vector portion of the Coulombian force we still have to do. Why vector form? Because ultimately force is having the direction as well as magnitude or the value. Magnitude or the value of the force we have already found, but the direction is yet to conclude. Okay, I hope this lecture was very helpful for you all. Please like, share and subscribe my YouTube video. Till then, have a nice day, goodbye and enjoy the day. Please, okay, bye bye.